Now I'm the one with the headache.
I gave it to you, but I didn't give you much else.
Oh, don't underestimate yourself.
Yeah.
You've given me more resistance than I've had in a long, long time. A total lack of cooperation. I think I have more than one grounds here to arrest you.
Oh, no, not again. What for this time?
Obstructing justice and being a pain in the neck.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this detective stuff. I tried.
Well, I'm not much good at playing the piano.
Did you ever try to play?
Well, that's a loaded question, my dear.
An instrument, Robert. Like
Well,
the piano, the cello.
I kind of had a hankering to play the harmonica.
Did you really? Seriously?
It was all those westerns I grew up with back in Australia. You know, where you see the bunkhouse and the guys sitting around the fire out the front there, eating food, and maybe a couple of guys cleaning a gun or a rifle, and then this wailing harmonica in the background, belting out a verse of, you know, give me a home with a push-button phone.
You're not serious.
Yeah, but I had you going there for a bit, didn't I?
Yeah, I'll bet you could play well if you wanted to. Robin plays great. Naturally, she must have inherited her musical ability from somebody.
Her mother. Look, that doesn't mean to say that I can't appreciate a nice piece of music when I hear it, but do you mind if we talk about something serious now?
I'll bet that you don't really appreciate my music.
That's not what I wanted to talk about.
What did you want to talk about?
Well, before you so skillfully sidetracked me off onto a subject about my lack of musical ability, I was going to say, where were we?
Well, we hadn't gotten any far. You want more ice?
Forget it with the ice, will you? Now, having established Donne's motive...
No, I don't think we did.
Let me refresh you.
No, I don't understand why you still think he's a suspect.
Then just answer me this question, all right?
All right.
Did he have any idea about the royalties that you were going to will to him?
Okay, if by that question you mean to say, does he know how much money I make in my career? Yes, he knows everything.
Answer the question!
Ah, yes. Okay. All right. Yes, I told him. Oh.
When did you tell him?
About 6 months ago, right before I came back to Port Charles.
Was that before the poison champagne bit?
Yes, well, what does that have to do with
Well,
it?
can't you see? He stood to profit from your death. Who else?
Well, you can scratch Paul off your list. I didn't give him anything except the gifts that he gave me.
About Althea.
We weren't really very close, and the only thing I gave her is more of a chore and an obligation than anything else.
Explain.
She inherited my seat on the Delafield Foundation. That's a charity organization that my great-grandfather started years ago. You know, it feels really strange.
What's that?
I just realized that this afternoon is the big annual board meeting, and Althea will probably be voted into my seat. You know, she is the last Delafield to have that duty.
What do the duties entail?
Not much.
Does she get a salary?
No, all she gets is majority vote.
You mean she has a say in how the foundation grants funds?
Yeah, well, she has the final say, and she has veto power. She can override the other votes.
You mean it's up to her how the foundation spends its money?
Oh, yes, that's a protection that my grandfather established. You see, he wanted to make sure that the money was spent on the projects that the family had endorsed and not squandered on money for unworthy projects or for unscrupulous people.
Do I pass inspection?
What's the occasion?
Have you forgotten? Today's the first meeting of the Delafield Foundation, and I wanted to dress appropriately.
It's awfully soon. I hope it's not too obvious.
The only thing that will be obvious is the love and admiration I hold for my dear departed cousin, Katherine. Not to mention my dedication to the proper use of the funds she so generously left to the foundation.
You better be careful.
I'm sorry I missed the performance. I was thinking of inviting Mr. Scorpio.
Scorpio? Have you lost your mind? Look, I don't like it. As a matter of fact, I don't like any of it.
Oh, I could see this coming. You haven't been yourself for days. Go on, Paul. Get it all out.
I don't like anything that's happened lately. Especially the fact that Katherine is dead.
Are you finished?
All I know is I made a mistake listening to you in this rotten scheme.
You are the one who has lost your mind. Katherine, Katherine. Ever since I got here, that is all I've heard. You don't come near me. You resist any move on my part to get close to you. What's happened, Paul? Have you fallen in love with a dead woman?
All I know is I made a mistake listening to you and your crazy schemes. I don't give a damn about the money. All I want is Katherine alive, and I can't have that.
Paul, listen to me. It's only natural for you to feel certain guilt. But you're forgetting what you can have and how close we are to having it. $100 million, Paul. So much money. You can dig wherever you want. You can dig up the whole earth. I'll buy Carthage for you. Think about it, Paul. Everything you've ever dreamed of. Now, isn't that enough to make you forget about Katherine Delafield?
Forgive me, huh? I should never doubt you about anything. You sexy little genius, you.
Do you feel better?
Much better.
Now I have to take care of Mr. Scorpio.